Good evening, Internet. Shroom here playing some more Standard, and if you know me as an MTG player, you know that I love hate bears or their power pushed equivalent these days, annoying white creatures that shut down our opponent's triggers and game actions. It's been a couple of sets since I ran my hateful aggro deck, and with the current card pool in Standard, this strategy might be better than ever, so tonight we're going through the hate paths to take the hate to our opponents. Let's take a look. The Hatepaths is a controlling mid-range deck that uses disruptive white creatures that counteract the most popular and powerful value engines of the format. We'll be shutting off our opponent's key triggers and abilities, completely breaking up their game plan. We'll win the game with successive attacks from our hate bears, many of whom have flying, as well as attacks with the great new finisher that we just got from through the Omen Pass. So what are we trying to hate out for starters? Well, one key thing is enter the battlefield triggers and other triggered abilities. With the new mechanic in web and cards like Spectral Restitching, there's a lot of incentivization to abuse into the battlefield abilities. So that's why we are going hard on Doorkeeper Thrulls in this iteration. It also shuts down artifacts entering the battlefield, which is great against those Simulacrum Synthesizer decks. And we have an additional new card from OM1, which is Detect Intrusion. It's an instant counter target 2 mana, 1 and 1 blue, counter target instant spell, sorcery spell, or triggered ability. You can also in-web it for 1 blue, which means you can cast it for 1 blue by bouncing a tapped creature you control back to your hand, although we really are not going to do this. We're just going to cast it for 2. So we're playing this instead of Tishana's Tidebinder for this iteration. Why do we not want Tishana's? Well, number one is Tishana's anti-synergy with Doorkeeper Thrull. We're trying to keep that to a minimum. If there's Doorkeeper Thrull on the battlefield, the Tishana's just doesn't do anything. It's a 3-2 flash. The second thing is, since we are a deck that likes to, play hateful creatures at sorcery speed, it can often be tough in a critical situation to just leave up 3 mana for Tidebinders. Detect Intrusion only costs 2 mana, and I think that saving of 1 mana is going to be very important. And I think Tishana's might actually be redundant with the rest of our deck. As we see, we have a variety of creatures that can shut down like activated abilities. They shut down the ETB abilities. We can shut down our opponent's graveyards, etc. So I just don't think that we really need the Tishana's necessarily. Being able to catch a trigger here and there with our Detect Intrusions, I think should be very powerful. So that's why we're running this instead of Tishana's for this particular brew. Another thing we want to shut down is activated abilities, like Planeswalkers, creatures, artifacts. A lot of those things have activated abilities, and hey, check it out. We have this 3 mana 3/3 flyer. Activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and Planeswalkers can't be activated. So I'm really digging the Clarion Conqueror. We're starting with 4, number 5. We're starting with 3 number 4s in our graveyard. We're also hating out graveyard strategies, which include, zombify strategies. Cavero, Mind Bitten is a very popular card now that gets the cast trigger off stuff that it reanimates. And of course, there's any number of FOMO decks that are trying to achieve Delirium. So we are heading out the graveyard with Rest in Peace. We've got 1 in our main, and we've got 3 Veteran Survivors, which are just Savannah Lions that if they survive, if they're tapped at the beginning of our second main phase, can exile cards from our component's graveyard, eventually becoming, 5/4 hexproof creatures if they exile enough cards. So a little bit of hate in the main board is great against those decks. We also are trying Pit of Offerings, a land which I've never ran before. I'm gonna try 1 of in this brew. It enters tapped. When it enters, exile up to 3 cards from graveyard. So it's like a Boseiju Bog, but not as powerful. It's a land that just exiles stuff from the graveyard. It can tap for colorless, or it can tap for mana of the exiled card's colors, which may or may not help us to cast our spells. But I just wanted to give this card a go. And of course, we've got plenty of graveyard hate in the sideboard to shore up our matchups. And then we also want to hate out counterspells, instant speed play. We don't like that kind of stuff disrupting our game plan. So we've got 3 of Voice of Victory in the main with number 4 in the sideboard. This is just an excellent card that shuts down counterspells, any kind of instant speed played from our opponent. It's aggressive. It attacks for 3 damage if it's left unchecked. It's just a great white Magic the Gathering card that you should play in your white decks. Now, we want to shut down aggro decks too. They're still very powerful lizard decks and mono red decks, even though, a lot of pieces have been banned. So we want effects that slow them down a little bit. That's why we're playing Makdee and Itla Skysnarers as 2 mana 2/2 flyers that make our opponent's artifacts and creatures enter tapped. So we're playing this instead of Authority of the Consuls. We have Authority in the sideboard. We'll talk about that later. The reason why we're not playing Authority in the main is because, well, first of all, these guys are 2/2 flyers. We like doing things in ways that put bodies on the battlefield. Also, there's anti-synergy between Authority of the Consuls and Doorkeeper Thrull. We don't gain the life off of creatures entering if there's a Doorkeeper Thrull on the battlefield. So I like Makdee and Itla as a way to make our opponent's stuff come into play tapped without the anti-synergy of shutting down our life gain from Authority of the Consuls, although we have that option in the sideboard. Now, we have a little bit of other hate as well in miscellaneous hate in Year and Oski Weaver and Guide. It's 3 mana for a 3/3. Again, it has an web cost of just 1, but we're unlikely to ever be able to pay that. It's a 3/3. As they enter, look at opponent's hand, then choose a card type other than creature. Spells of the chosen type cost 1 more to cast. So this isn't as good for us as it is for a lot of decks that use these like Thalia type effects, because we do play a lot of non-creature spells. We're playing a lot of like instants and sorceries, and this does make our stuff cost more. However, we can target, artifacts and enchantments. It does let us look at our opponent's hand, which can be very useful actually, and it's just a 3 mana 3/3, which will take the body on rate. We do need ways to close out the game, so this is just like an auxiliary hate piece that's in the deck, more for thematic reasons than like power reasons, really. And then we need to protect our creatures because they have huge targets on their back, since they're going to be cutting down, shutting down our opponent's game plan. That's why we're packing a Demi of the Silk Shoots for protection. It's 2 mana for a 3/2 flash. For 1 mana, you can sack it to do a heroic intervention. Creatures you control gain indestructible and hexproof till the end of the turn. You also can just give it flying for 1 mana to make it an evasive threat, which is great for us. Now, the reason why we're not running more of these is because there is anti-synergy with the Clarion Conquerors. If we have a Conqueror, we can't use its Demi's activated ability, so that's why we're only running 1, but I think it is absolutely worth it to run the 1 of this creature because the effect is so good. And then we also are running a 3 of Restoration Magic, which is just like, it's the best protection spell in Standard. 1 mana, a permanent gains indestructible and hexproof. It's not just creatures, it's any permanent. We can overload this for 5 mana. We gain life too if we kick this. We can kick this for 5 total to make all of our permanents indestructible and hexproof, so that they're immune to like sweepers, and gain 6 life. So this is the protection spell of choice. Now, how do we actually win the games once we've shut down our opponent's game plan? Well, our Thrulls and Demi and the Clarion Conquerors are all flyers, so we do have a good amount of evasive attackers. We also have Restless Anchorages in our mana base, which I suspect are going to be a huge part of the way that we end games, that they turn into flyers very cheap. This is just a super efficient creature land that's very, very good. And then we got from OM1 as well, Verilax the Haven Skin. This is another reason to revisit this deck. Now, it's no Phyrexian Vindicator. Sadly, we lost that card with rotation. It's 5 whites for a legendary 5/5. When it enters, if it's cast, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now, that's often not going to happen if we have a Doorkeeper Thrull, so that's kind of icing on the cake. We're mostly interested in its 5/5 body, and if damage would be dealt to Verilax, prevent that damage and put that many +1/+1 counters on him. So it's like, it cannot be dealt with except with like white and black removal, basically. Any deck, like red deck that's trying to deal with this, just has no chance. It just makes it bigger when you burn it or deal damage to it. The only way you can get rid of it is by like killing it with a black or white spell. So yeah, this thing gets huge. It starts off huge. It's impossible for many decks to remove. That makes it an excellent win con for our Hateful Brew. And then we've got some interaction. We are Azorius after all. We've got a Seam Rip. We've got 3 Get Lost. So this is actually a good Get Lost deck, although usually I try to avoid playing more than 1 or 2 Get Lost. In this deck, we do have Clarion Conquerors, meaning that our opponent won't be able to crack those clue tokens. So I like this Get Lost much better in this deck than I do in other decks. We've got 2 No More Lies. We've got Split Up, 2 of in the main, and we got a Rides End in the main. Very synergistic with our plan of having our opponent's creatures enter tapped, with our Makdees and with other cards in our sideboard as well. That really turns Split Up into like a one-sided Wrath for us. There's 24 lands on the deck. We mentioned the Restless Anchorages. We mentioned the Pit of Offering. That is our tech. Aside from the Pit of Offerings, every other land in our mana base can generate white mana, which is important when you're playing a creature like Verilax that costs 5 white pips. The sideboard contains a bunch of auxiliary pieces that will shore up our matches, so we can make customize our deck to be as good as possible against whatever we're facing. We do have 2 Authority of the Consuls to board in against aggro decks. In the side, now, we can board out Doorkeeper Thrulls as we board these in, or we can just board these in as additional ways to have our creatures, our opponent's creatures into the battlefield tapped. This is very good against like hasty decks, so I think we want access to the Authority, even if it's not like 100% optimal all the time in this brew. We've got a couple of Crystal Barricades against those heavy discard and red burn decks. We've got Doorkeeper Thrull number 4. We've got Detect Intrusion number 3. We've got Clarion Conqueror number 4. We've got Seam Rip number 2 against aggro decks. We've got Rest in Pieces 2 through 4, so we can fill out the full playset against those graveyard decks. We've got Voice of Victory number 4. We've got Split Ups number 3 and 4 for those aggro and mid-rangey matchups, as well as Ride's End number 2 for additional removal against aggro, mid-rangey decks, etc. So that is through the Hatepaths, this format's version of my Hate Storm very hateful Azorius deck, and in testing, it's been doing really well. I think it's really fun to play. I think it's actually strong against what's happening in the meta right now, so let's run some matches on the ladder. And if you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Rogue Dwarf the Mighty will be our first opponents as we go through the Hatepaths. Now, I'm here in gold tier still, because I've been doing a lot of losing lately, which happens when you are a jank brewer. And our hand looks really good. Let's hope they're a graveyard deck. We'll keep this. Got a good couple of hate pieces here. Especially graveyard hate. So we're Azorius, which means we have like the worst mana of any color combination. Edge Rover. When this creature dies, each player creates a lander. 2/2 for 1. Cool. Alright, I think I'll play a Veteran Survivor on 1. So we don't have Hallowed Fountain. And since we like desperately need white sources, we do have more tap lands than I would like. Do I want to attack this thing to get a rover token? I don't think so, because they can just crack it right now. Innkeeper's Talents. Opponent thinking about attacking. Okay, we're going to take 3. Okay, what do we want to do here? We could get lost. That gives them map tokens. I obviously would rather have a Clarion Conqueror on the board when I do that first. So I think I'm just going to attack for 2. Nothing to exile, unfortunately. Then I'll play Clarion Conqueror. So now when I get lost, probably the Innkeeper's Talent, they won't be able to crack the maps. Terra Symbiosis. Okay, they're a... Whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature, you may draw a card once a turn. Okay. This thing has reach. Not gonna attack, we'll just pass. Overlord. Okay. Now we could Doorkeeper Thrull to shut down its land ability. I think we would just want to get lost the Innkeeper's Talent, though. So yeah, sure, you get a land. Yeah, let's get rid of this, so they don't keep drawing cards every turn. No attack. Okay, I would really like to split up. So I think what I'll do is... Yeah, I mean... If I do untap, though, it'll kill all my stuff. So I think I need to split up here. So let's attack. Maybe they'll let our creatures through, feeding some sort of trick or something. No, okay. Opponent wisely just blocks our stuff. So let's split up on untapped creatures. Get a lander. So they can crack these clues now if they have a creature to play right now. They only have 2 cards in hand. Map the Frontier. Just ramping. Okay, they don't have a creature follow-up. That's good. So I think we'll play Makdee and Itla. And we'll either crack our lander or cast Doorkeeper Thrull. Alright, opponent lands. There's another Edge Rover. Which they do get to use their map on, unfortunately. We can stifle that trigger, however, and I think we will. Now, I don't know if they get another trigger. I guess they do, because they didn't put the counter the first time. Okay. I think we'll just attack with our dude. Play another Clarion Conqueror. Of gathering. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creature you control. Yep. So they drew a whole handful of cards. The Skullport Nexus. Whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, create a fungus creature. This Edge Rover is really griefing us pretty hard. Now we can't use our lander because of our Clarion Conqueror. Whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, create a fungus creature with base power and toughness equal to the total power of those creatures. Double target creature's power until end of the turn. They can't activate that ability to double. So I think we'll just play our stuff here. Play Voice of Victory. Pulled up our Doorkeeper Thrull. Mossborn Hydra. So does this become a 0/0? No, it enters with a 1/1 counter. So they get to draw. Oh no, they didn't. Did they not draw off that? Interesting. How are they drawing all these cards? Oh, that many cards. You may do this once per turn. Okay. So however many... you can draw more than one. It depends on the number of tokens you put. We draw nothing exciting. So, I don't know. I guess we'll play Rest in Peace. Just in case there's any form of graveyard shenanigans. More Mossborn Hydras. Another Overlord does nothing. Vivian Reed does nothing.
If life can thrive here, it can thrive anywhere.
Okay, this Terra Symbiosis has really shut us down. That's a 16/16 Trampler. Okay. So we have to block something. Why can I not block this? Oh, it's not attacking, that's why. So that way we take 14. Then I guess we have to chump this. So we need a split up. Can we draw a split up, please? Or a consult into a split up? Opponent's discarding to hand size. Get lost. I don't think that does it. We can get lost this. I don't think it does it, but we'll play it out. We're at 1, so yeah. I wasn't paying attention to my life total, so yeah, obviously we were dead there. Okay. Well, give me split ups number 3 and 4. Give me Ride's End. Give me Seam Rip. Now they don't have a whole lot of ETB value. They have the Overlord, which I don't think that matters that much. So we're gonna cut the Thrulls. And we're going to go up our authorities. We want our Clarion Conqueror. We want all our detect intrusions. We don't need Rest in Peace. I don't think we need Vera and Oski. We don't want a Demi. We're going up to all 4 Clarion Conquerors. I think we can cut 1 or 2 Restoration Magics. We'll cut 2. Just try it like this. Well, we have Authority. We have Makdee and Itla, which is like redundant. Is this good enough? Just Authority? It's pretty good. I think we're gonna keep. It's so good with split up. Mold. Alright, let's play Makdee. I should have played my starting town there. That was a mistake. Innkeeper's Talent. Okay, we have Ride's End. That's good. Clarion Conqueror? Yeah, we want a Clarion Conqueror. Mossborn Hydra. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Play another Conqueror. Play a Conqueror. Mossborn Hydra. Alright, it would be nice to find a way to deal with that. Play Veteran Survivor. There's the Terra Symbiosis. Now they start drawing cards. They're just gonna try to kill us in one go. Another Innkeeper's Talent. Post-combat, we just draw land, dude. So we might just die. Thing's gonna be at least a 16/16. We can gain 6 life though, and block some of the damage. So maybe that'll keep us alive. The Earth Crystal doubles the number of counters that are put on something. They draw a card. 2 cards. Alright, let's block. I don't know about this attack. They might have gotten us if they just make everything indestructible. Gain 6 life. If they just held that back to block our veteran survivor, or if they played that before combat, they might have had us. Split up, okay. Fight down. We'll pass and we'll split up on tapped creatures. Yeah, I had to do that or else I was gonna die. What's up, Maven? Alright, that is a big fat Llanowar elf. And they're drawing a bunch of cards too, so jeez. Skull 4 Nexus can't be activated. Yeah, we'll exit that. Exile that Hydra. Vivian Reed. Oh, now she can use her abilities.
I win. You're gonna stay out. I never run out of answers.
Did she not use her -3 to kill my flyer? I guess she didn't. $19? Oh gosh. Okay, well, opponent got us good there. Yeah, we need to draw more removal, which we have plenty of, but GG's. Interesting build from our opponent. Alright, we're against Tacky Tim. Will be on the play. And yeah, we got some hate here. We'll keep. We got 3 tap lands, but that is the way with the Azorius standard mana. Swamp. Alright, let's Makdee. Build your own Authority of the Consuls. Alright, attack the Mac. Do some surveilling. Do we want land number 4? Yeah, we do, I guess. Play our voice. Okay, opponent's Rakdos. They surveil to the top, or Scry, excuse me. Alright, I guess we can just rest in peace, just in case they do something with their graveyard. We haven't seen a single non-land spell from them. Card. Black Waltz number 3. 2/2 flying death touch. Whenever you cast non-creature spell, it deals 2 damage. Okay, so they're like a black wizard type deck. So just attack. Pass. The Darkness Crystal. Black spells cost 1 less to cast. If a non-token creature an opponent kills would die, instead exile it and you gain 2 life. For 6, put target creature exiled with the Dark Crystal onto the battlefield tapped under your control. Okay. Sure. So they deal 2 damage to us. Diamond Pickaxe. No more lies. We could just attack for 7 here. Seems pretty good. Chorale of the Void. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put target creature card from defending player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking. We don't have any creatures in our graveyard. At the end of your end step, sacrifice this aura unless a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn. Okay. Gonna equip it with the pickaxe, sure. Gonna attack and create a treasure. Okay. Attack you for lethal. Okay, so they're like Black Wizard, Bernie type stuff. Voice of Victory seems like they're gonna have a lot of spells. Oh, Crystal Barricades for sure. They're using, like, equipment, so I could see Clarion Conqueror being good. Also, the 3/3 flyer is pretty good. Yeah, maybe try like this. I don't think we need Rest in Peace. So since we went up Clarion Conqueror number 4, we cut a Demi. I think we're going to end up cutting Vera and Oski quite a bit. Maybe we'll cut 1 Doorkeeper Thrull, just run 2. Try this. That'll probably change in game 2. I'm sure they have, like, interaction. This is okay. It's not great. We do get a Surveil. We'll keep. It's a reasonable hand of magic cards. Veteran Survivor. Alright, we'll play that. Always nice to have a turn 1 play. The Terminus. Okay, so a mana dork. Alright, let's play out our Crystal Barricade. So we have Hexproof. Prevents all non-combat damage that will be dealt to other creatures. Dark Confidants. Alright, I will trade my Survivor for your Confidants. Dark Confidant with cards like the Crystals. Very interesting. Let's Surveil. Detect Intrusion. Yeah, I think I want that. I think I'll just play a Makdee. Queen Brahe. Whenever she attacks, create a black wizard token. Okay. So we'll again offer the trade with their Dark Covenant. They decline again. Now, I could kill Queen Brahe. They're gonna get a black wizard. They'll get maps. I could also let her attack and then just ambush block her with a Doorkeeper Thrull. I think I like that better. They end up getting a black wizard out of it. But they don't get 2 maps. I think that's better. I could also just stifle that trigger. Deep Cavern Bat. Misted Elder. When this creature enters, create a black wizard. Okay. Let's Doorkeeper Thrull that. So when this creature enters, nothing happens. Alright, you do get a wizard that way. But I get to kill Brahe. Split up. That's a good one. Sure, we'll again offer the trade for the Dark Confidant. They take it this time. We'll pass. Waltz number 3. Yep, there's that guy. Enters tapped. Do I want to kill that? I don't want to get lost it without, you know, some way to mitigate the maps. They'll just attack. Consuls is a good draw. Virus Beetle. Alright, let's consult. Not great hits here. Starting town plus Voice of Victory, I guess. We'll discard a land. Black Mage's Rod. Okay, that attack was very helpful for us. So let's split up on tapped creatures. Circle of Power. We will block here. Take damage. The thing has lifelink though, huh? Okay. We'll attack for 2. We'll play Voice of Victory. Unfortunately, we didn't find land number 5. Another Circle of Power. Oh yeah, that thing gives your wizard's lifelink, I think, until the end of the turn. forgot about that. Desperate measures. This creature gets +2/-1 to the end of the turn. If it dies under your control, draw 2 cards. Okay. This token, the tokens have lifelink too. Okay. So they're gonna go up to 9 here if I do nothing. Okay, so I think I got this. Get lost that. So they get to draw 2 cards, sure. Block here, block here. They're at 6. We can do 5 damage to them. It's possible we die? I guess so. Okay, Verilax is online now. So attack like this, do 5 damage. I could Verilax, or I could hold up Get Lost plus Detect Intrusion. I think Get Lost plus Detect Intrusion is probably safer, actually. Black Mage's Rod. Creates a tapped wizard. Suplex on the Voice of Victory. Okay. Does nothing because of our Crystal Barricade. Zoa, at the beginning of your end step, if you descended, each opponent may discard a card or sack a permanent. Okay. Sure. Attacks for 0. So we win. GG's. That was close. I like the opponent's deck idea. Tried to do something similar a few weeks ago, but we got there. GG's. Ling Ling is our next opponent. We'll be on the play. Our hand looks fine. You know, we got double tap lands, but that's gonna happen. We'll keep. Makdee and Itla? We'll keep them. Alright, play Survivor. Surveil. Planes? We want planes. Dredger's Insights. Okay, so they're an artifact deck. That's good. Because we have our veteran survivor. Alright, let's attack. Oh, they look like a Yuna deck, so let's start exiling the Yuna targets. They are going to gain life off us doing this. So, do I want Voice of Victory or Makdee and Itla? I think I want Makdee and Itla. That lets my veteran survivor get in another attack, even if they play something. Summon Fenrir. Does ramp them. A demi of the silk shoots. I think I'm gonna hold up Counterspell or a demi. Overlord. Yeah, we'll counter that for sure. Fortune the Tower is able to snipe our veteran survivor. Alright, let's attack for 2. Play our Voice of Victory. So the only thing they have they can Yuna back is a Summon Fenrir. Oh, Overlord. Okay. Dealing 4 damage to Makdee. Okay. Let's hit a demi so we can get into good hit. Yura and Oski. I could Yura and Oski, which doesn't do much. It puts another 3/3 on the battlefield, which is something. Or I could consult. Yeah, I think I want another 3/3 on the battlefield. Oh, I guess in webbing, a token is a good play. I hadn't thought about that. But it is certainly something you could do. A Braid, Seam Rip, Fenrir. So I could say enchantments. There's Fenrir. Seam Rip. Gonna hit Voice of Victory. Alright, so we could sack our demi to save the Vera and Oski. I think I'd kind of rather just attack for 3 in the air, though, with the demi. So, that's fine. Can I find a removal card, please? No? How about if I consult? Can I find something? No. Ah, man. Kind of a whiff here. Yeah, I think it's Makdee and Itla. Because that lets me play. Opponent says, good game. Because the game's clearly over. I mean, I kind of have to block them, though, right? Like, they attack with the Overlord and go face. They're showing 12 damage as it is. So I think I actually have to just stay back and block. Okay. Well, I have to sack my Ademi. Alright, so I can block this. I go to 3. I draw land. Dude, don't need land. Consults. Restoration magic can gain me 3 life. But that's still not enough. Overlord. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's game. Boy, pretty hard whiffs from us there. All right. Give me split ups. Give me Ride's End. Give me Rest in Peace. Give me Doorkeeper Thrull. I think Detect Intrusion. Seamrip's not very good against them. I think we're cutting Vera and Oski. I guess Clarion Conqueror isn't that good. Activated abilities. Does that include Yuna? I think it does. We'll go down 1 Conqueror. Because it doesn't have a ton of great targets. We can cut a Voice of Victory. It's good, but it's not great. So I guess we'll cut a Demi. We'll cut a Restoration Magic. Maybe a Consult. Didn't do us much good last game. Yeah, we'll just run 2 Veteran Survivors. Try this. Rest in Peace is good. That's, that's a little rough. 5 lands. Detect Intrusion. Is this good enough? I don't really think it is. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. Alright. This is better. The question is, what do we bottom now? I want all these cards. Did I bottom Verilax and the Haven skin? Because I'm gonna have to put this on blue. We are a ways from this card. Yep. Yeah, I think we have to bottom the quintuple white spell. Because we're going to need to play this on blue so that we can No More Lies in the early game. Alright, yeah, let's just go ahead and rip. Better to play that later, but let's just play it now. Treasure's Insight. Everything gets exiled. It doesn't put one of those cards into your hand. Okay, it's one of those kinds of things. We encountered this before. You may put an artifact into your hand, so that's like a replacement effect. Summon Fenrir, sure. Alright, we draw land, that's good. FOMO. Voice of Victory. Oh, the Voice of Victory actually screwed us up pretty bad there. Alright. Well, we'll just get your untapped creatures. I was gonna Rides in the Fenrir and then split up, but it was not to be. Overlord. We'll pass. We can actually just block those tokens with our Restless Anchorage. Another Voice of Victory. Another Overlord. Okay. Well, we'll block one of those tokens. So we'll again untap creatures. Get Lost or Rest in Peace. Okay. Fear of Missing Out. Can actually counter that. Exile it. Get Lost. Well, we need to start doing something. So let's attack. Use some of these maps. Draw land, that's good. No more lies. Sure, we'll leave that on top. Make our Restless Anchorage nice and juicy. There's Yuna. There's nothing to reanimate. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. So we can Rides End something and still hold up a No More Lies or a Get Lost. During your turn, it has Ward 2. Alright. We can pass. Alright. Let's Ride End. Oh, this thing has Ward 2 also? It does. Okay. Yeah, we'll pay. Yeah, I probably should have like done stuff during their turn. Like do this. And that maybe. So they have a handful of maps for their token now, which is really bad. Yeah, I think I did that all wrong. And now all they have to do is find like a non-land on top and they win. Good game, opponent says, even though the game is not over. We have to target permanent? Sure. You're getting muted. Yeah, we'll just pass. Overlord. Well, we have to block this. Rest in peace. Alright. Boo, we lost to Get Lost. We're not supposed to lose to Get Lost in this deck. That's what happens when you board out Clarion Conquerors. Hieronymus will be our next opponent. Will be on the play. Gonna take him through the Hatepaths. And yeah, I'll keep. Get some hate. Let's surveil. Vav, gimme. Red, green. Yeah, I'm gonna play Vav. Jund, Iridescent Vine Lasher. Okay. Do I want to play a Conqueror or just hold up Doorkeeper Thrull? I think I want to just hold up Doorkeeper Thrull. More Vine Lashers. Okay. Alright. We'll Thrull. Block. Multiversal Package. Alright, let's attack with our dudes. Play this tap land. Play Vera and Oski. So they've got a Mossborn Hydra and Chocobos. Okay. I don't know, we'll name Enchantment, maybe? So this lets you play birds or lands from the top of your library. Restless Anchorage. Yeah, I think we need like removal. So let's attack. Okay, we'll play a Clarion Conqueror. There's the Hydra. There's a lot of triggers. Voice of Victory. So we can attack for 6 if we activate our Restless Reef. Do we die on the backswing if we do so? This is going to be an 8/8 Trampler. We're going to do it. We're going to attack and see what happens. Attack with our flyers. Okay. So, lethal on board for next turn, theoretically. Oh, this comes into play tap, though. Oh. It exiles 3 cards. I've never used this card before. It's not relevant in this matchup. In this matchup, it's actually really bad right there, because it's a tap land. Spelunking. Let's play another land right now. Yeah, if they get to 16-16, I think we're dead. Yep. Okay, wow. That was an impressive amount of triggers. So, do we need Crystal Barricades? It does stop the Iridescent Vine Lashers. But are they going to draw a bunch of those again? I don't know. Okay, I think we take Doorkeeper Thrulls out. And I think we do want Authorities. And we want Split Ups. Yeah, I'm going to bring in the Crystal Barricades. But you never know. Ride's End too, please. Probably direct Intrusion to stop those Hydra triggers. Clarion Conqueror is a good attacker, but its ability isn't actually that good. Yeah, let's cut some of the Clarion Conquerors. We can cut a Vav. We can cut some number of Restoration Magic. Now, we do have 3 Get Lost, though, so that makes me want to keep in a couple of Clarion Conquerors at least. We'll go down to 1 Restoration Magic, and we'll cut Yira and Oski. We have really good cards, but it's a 1-lander. We have a 1-drop we can play. I think it's a mulligan. It's too risky. And here, our hand isn't very good, but we'll keep. It's better than 5. We'll bottom up Plains. Authority? Yeah, we like Authority. Alright, play Authority. Play this on white. Alright, I want to hold up No More Lies this turn. So I'm not going to play Makdee and Itla. And now's about the time where we'd like to draw some sweet non-land cards. Oh, I guess I could have boarded out Rest in Peace. Yeah. Counter that. Anchorage. Alright. Head Shredder. Whenever it attacks you, you may mill 2 cards. Okay, they're just landfall. So I think we'll just start attacking and getting maps. Let's map onto Makdee and Itla. Voice of Victory, yeah, we'll leave that on top. Alright, fire up the anchorage again. Some more maps. Play Vav. There's Zaz's Chocobo. Ride's End. Alright, let's just do our attacking. Yeah, I think we'll just Ride's End this Chocobo. Just for one less blocker. Get rid of that land. There's the Vine Lasher with an Offspring. And that's some good pinging, but it's not going to be enough. We know they can't do anything because of the Vav. Okay, yeah, I think we just run it back. Maybe we want Seam Rip number 2. Yeah, that's good. Do we want to ditch Rest in Peace? They do have, like, the, they care a little bit about lands in their graveyard, but I think we can control that with Veteran Survivor and Pit of Offerings. Get Lost and Split Up are good cards. I'm gonna keep this. These cards are gonna be good. We can draw good cards. Pit of Offerings is also not bad against them. Okay, we need to stop drawing lands. Spelunking. Alright, that guy. Do we need to just kill it now? I don't think so. I want to wait. So we'll just play our land, and we'll pass. Chocobo. How did they get 4 pings off that? Oh. If the trigger... Oh, a land or a bird. Okay, that's cool, actually. Yeah, it doubles up the pings from the Iridescent Vine Lasher. Okay. Yeah, I probably should have gotten lost at it. I'm gonna consult here. I should have gotten lost at it before all those triggers. Detect Intrusion, Clarion Conqueror. This all sucks. Veteran Survivor. Guess I'll take the Veteran Survivor. That's a terrible draw. I'm gonna pass. So what I'm hoping is this Veteran Survivor will make them not attack. There's the Mossborn Hydra, Here comes some pings. Another Traveling Chocobo, okay. When it's all in, that's great. Alright, let's attack with our Veteran Survivor. Okay. Yeah, sure. We will do that. And we will split up your untapped creatures. Okay, now we're in much better shape. So I want to cast my Clarion Conqueror, which means I'm not attacking with an anchorage this turn. Yeah, we'll get land out of your graveyard. There's Zaz's Chocobo. We don't need to kill it yet. Another Restless Anchorage. Okay. Let's attack. Oh, I didn't attack with my anchorage. Stupid. Alright, so our Veteran Survivor is a 5/4 hexproof now. Sure, we'll play our pit and just exile your graveyard. Opponent's given up, I think. We'll block the Chocobo. Good game. Okay, we got him. Split up. Heck of a card. My favorite sweeper. Coombs 1800 will be our final opponents. Gonna be on the play. And this hand looks fine. We got good 2-drops we can play. We'll keep. We got our colors. Authority. Okay. Well, that makes Voice of Victory a little worse. That's for sure. Let's play Makdee. More authority. More planes. Okay. Play our... Make our attack. Guess I'm gonna hold up a Demi. Voice of Victory now net loses mana for us. Alright, let's play a Demi. If it attacks, that is. Okay. Let's attack. I think I'll play Veteran Survivor. Opponent's consulting. All right, let's attack. Start exiling your graveyard. Play a tap land. Surveil a Meticulous Archive. I think Meticulous Archive is fine. Visa. Sure. Just tapped. As well as the fish. So we'll attack here. Exile that. Do that. Split up. Yeah, I can see split up. So it looks like a sweeper. Pinnacle Starcage. Sure, it'll get our Veteran Survivor and Makdee. Okay. Let's consult. Kicked. Too bad we don't have 2 mana left over. So we'll get Detect Intrusion and Consult, I guess? Maybe Get Lost and Consult. Yeah, I think I like that better. Oops. I chose Split Up instead of Consult. That was an accident. Oh, that got my whole board. Alright. I guess it's up to you, Anchorage. Go ahead and just explore. Doorkeeper Thrull. We'll graveyard that. I meant to keep a Doorkeeper Consult the Star Charts instead of this split up. Pit of Offerings. Okay. They take the hit from my versus Anchorage. I'm gonna pass. Save this map for another creature. I already have a lethal attack here. Lightning Helix, okay. Ride's End. Alright. Swing with the anchorage. Get lost. Restoration magic. Counter my restoration magic? Okay. Sure. I'll just play a Voice of Victory just to shut down further counter spells. It does give them 2 life. I'm not going to actually attack with it. Meringue River Regents. Just going to bounce Vav plus a map. So I think we'll right in the Beza. Get lost. The Meringue. Play Voice of Victory. Alright, we have to get lost. Let's attack with our anchorage. No more lies, rather not get lost. Play our planes. Explore. Verlax the Haven Skin. Sure, we'll leave that on top. Finale of Revelation. To draw some cards. Okay. Well, let's fire up the anchorage. Explore. Veteran Survivor, we'll leave that on top. Leave Veteran Survivor on top. Stock up, okay. Alright, we will attack with our anchorage. Get lost. So they can pay for No More Lies. Okay. Play Veteran Survivor. Explore. Get lost. We'll leave that on top. Consulting. Sure. Alright, we draw Get Lost. Oh, I didn't crack my maps. Oops. Inevitable defeat, can't be countered, okay. Play Verilax. We'll get back Voice of Victory. And they gain a bunch of life. I also don't have... Oh, dude. Deck. My deck betrayed me. I could have had no more lives mana up there, but my deck auto-tapped me. Alright, control. Voice of Victory. What else? Doorkeeper Thrull is good against Beza and against the Meringue River Regents. That's about it. I don't think we need Ride's End for anything. Maybe Clarion Conqueror against, like, Elspeth? I don't know. Seamrip doesn't hit anything of theirs, really. Do we want split-ups? Probably don't need that many. I could see keeping one, maybe. Let's try it. This hand looks okay. We can keep. So the Restless Anchorage, yeah, it's going to be one of our most important cards. And we don't have any way of getting rid of the, whatever it is. The temporary lockdown. Stock up. Yeah, I think we'll counter that. There's a 4-color control deck. There's a stock up? Mm-hmm. We'll play a Demi. I should have attacked with an Anchorage there. I could have left up 1 mana. Okay, well, if they tap up for a sweeper, I'll double Restoration Magic. Day of Judgment. Alright. Year Hexproof and Indestructible. Year Hexproof and Indestructible. Doorkeeper Thrull. Alright, let's activate an Anchorage. Get an attack. Helix. Alright. I think we'll just attack again. Play tap lands. Another Anchorage? Yeah, keep the Anchorages coming. Consults. The Helix. Alright, let's try the old Anchorage trick. take it. Alright, we'll crack a map. They consult. Consult. I think we'll bottom that. Play another anchorage. If we have an untapped land, we can double anchorage attack. Visa. Alright. I guess we're just doing the boring thing. Attack. Make a thing. Pass. Alright, play Doorkeeper Thrull. They counter it? Okay. It'd be nice to draw land there. Attack. Make a map. Inevitable defeats on Beza to gain 3 life. Okay. We'll pass. Inevitable defeats on one of my maps. Okay. To gain 3 life, sure. Play a Doorkeeper Thrull. Another 3 steps ahead to counter it. Okay. So, yeah, I guess we're doing this. And we're just exploring. We'll find a land. There we go. Get lost. I think we'll keep a get lost. Sure. Okay, we got him. And yeah, I think we pretty much just do that again. Boy, this is a pretty anemic hand. We're on the draw, we get a surveil. These cards aren't bad necessarily, they're just not good against what our opponent's doing. But I think we can keep this. Alright, I don't think we need more land. Looking for action. Alright, let's play Makdee. Makdee and Itla. Alright. Mac and It getting in there. play an anchorage. Alright, let's attack. Play another anchorage. Okay, I think I'll just pass here. Inevitable defeat? Sure. Let's pass. We'll play land, I guess, on whites. Play Consult, kicked. Restless Anchorage, plus a Veteran Survivor. Alright, let's play an Anchorage. Let's attack with this Anchorage. Into the Flood Mug, gonna bounce it. Okay. Well, we'll just tap it for mana and play a Doorkeeper Thrull in response. They give us a fish. Beza doesn't do anything. Alright, let's start getting in with our anchorage. Gonna bounce my anchorage again. Okay. We'll play a Veteran Survivor. Probably a sweeper here. Which is honestly okay. If they want to sweep just to kill these weenies. Just consulting. Alright. We'll play our anchorage. Fire up this anchorage. Attack with our stuff. Get lost on the anchorage. Okay. Sure, we'll start exiling stuff from your yard. Or get lost. Sure, we'll leave a get lost on top. There's a meringue, just drawing cards. Alright, let's get lost to Beza while they're tapped out. Play a land. Gonna bounce my Doorkeeper Thrull. Exile something. I don't think it matters. Another Beza. So they get life. And a card. Oh, they don't actually get life because they're lower life total than me. Okay. Cool. Alright, I think I'll fire up an Anchorage. Maybe explore with it. Draw planes. Get lost for the Anchorage. Okay. Sure, I'll discard a land. Attacking with Beza. Sure. We are down to 5. Alright, let's play this Doorkeeper Thrull. Another veteran survivor. Alright, let's map up this Thrull. Draw a card. Map up the Thrull. A Demi, we'll leave a Demi on top. Attack. Jeskai Revelation. Okay. Puts me down to 1. Darn it. Ah, man. Exile that, I guess. So that's a 5/4 hexproof now. We're at 1 life, however. So I think we need to just play blockers. There's a blocker. There's a blocker. I can Doorkeeper Thrull another blocker. Yes. We get Jeskai Revelation. Ooh, okay. So we lost to Blue-Eye control. Jeskai control, rather. 4-color control. Okay. So our final results with this iteration of, like, Azorius Hate Bears, I call it through the Hatepaths this time around, was a 2 and 3. Definitely had moments where the deck felt really good. That last match against Control was a heartbreaker. I don't know, the deck seems pretty good. We kind of got beat up by like that mono green deck, which those decks are really strong. They're surprisingly fast, in addition to like going wide as well. Like normally my comments about my decks are like, there should be more card draw, there should be more removal. I kind of feel like we have a good amount of removal. In the 75, there's like 4 split ups, you know, there's like the authorities, blah, blah, blah. We have a lot of good ways to deal with creature decks, including, you know, strong mid-ranging creature decks like that. So, however, I think the deck could use more or better card draw. Consult the Star Charts is a very good card. But I think, as I was pointing out at the beginning during my deck tech, we're not really the kind of deck that likes to hold up a lot of mana, and really you want to play this when you can kick it to draw 2 cards of the top 4 or more. So I'm thinking maybe stock up would be better for this deck. I know it's like true of like every deck that plays blue in standard, but I could really see it in this deck. You know, it just digs so deep, and I think because we're so like sorcery speed focused for the most part, the only thing we don't have that sorcery speed is like, you know, restoration magic, couple of counters. Pretty much we're playing at sorcery speed, deploying our hate bears. And I think for that game plan, I think stock up is a little better. It would let us dig a little deeper for like the proper hate pieces that we need for the matchup. I think it's a better way to go to consult the star charts. So I would lose the consult the star charts. I would lose Yura and Oski, because this card just kind of hurts us as much as it hurts our opponent. There's nothing that's especially good about it for our deck. I think this belongs in a different deck. So we lose the Vera, we lose the 3 consult the star charts for 4 stock ups, and that probably is good right there. Yeah, I like the additional speed that like having more flyers gets us. Makdee and Itla actually I thought were really good. Just being 2/2 flyers that can attack for damage here and there. Having the Clarion Conquerors, of course, this 3/3 flyers for 3 is great. The Viralax we never even got to cast. So yeah, let's get the 4 stock ups in there. Get rid of the consults. Get rid of Yura. Is there anything else that we need to do against like that control deck? I don't think so. That's a good deck, the 4-color control deck. One thing maybe we might want to add to the sideboard is like an exercise or 2. We really have no way of dealing with resolved artifacts. So like the whatever that pinnacle thing is, the new temporary lockdown, it's a really good card against us. It gets all of our Doorkeeper Thrulls, our Makdees. It gets like all of our creatures for the most part. And we have no way to deal with it once it's resolved. So I could see adding like an exercise or 2 to the sideboard. And I also could see adding 1 more counterspell somewhere in the 75. Probably in the sideboard, possibly just a 3rd No More Lies, or maybe just a hard counter like a... like the thing is about double blue spells are hard to make work with our mana because we're so focused on getting our white pips that we're sometimes not going to have double blue mana. So double blue counters might be a little hard. So maybe it would just be a 3rd No More Lies that would be the addition if we wanted to add more counters. I think that could be worthwhile as well. But overall, I think the deck is good. I like the replacement of Tishana's Tidebinder with Detect Intrusion. Although it didn't come up often in these matches, I feel like that's a good swap for this deck. And we don't really miss the Tidebinders too much because our hate kind of overlaps with what they were doing anyway. And, you know, Tidebinders can die. And it's much harder to hold up 3 mana than 2 mana for this deck. So I do like the Detect Intrusions. I mostly like the build. It just needs a little bit of tweaking, and I think it will be where it needs to be. But that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me play, watching me go through the hate paths and taking our opponents through the hate paths in this through the Omen Path standard format. If you did and you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I do stream MTG on my Twitch channel every Tuesday and Friday night. There's a link to the Twitch channel in the description of this video if you want to come check out the action in real time. Anyway, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll be back on Tuesday night playing some more spicy MTG. Later.